In February 1917, there was a message from Berlin stating that a large pack of wolves have moved from the forces of Lithuania and Volhynia to the interior of the German Empire. A report which appears in the El Paso Herald states and says, as the beasts are very hungry, they penetrate the villages and kill calves, sheep, and goats and other livestock. In 2 cases, children have been attacked by them. During the winter of 1916 into 1917 in the area of Lithuania and Belarus in the Kovano-Wilno-Minsk district near modern-day Vilnius, Lithuania, starving wolves began to attack German and Russian soldiers, prolonged by hunger and despair. They become stronger motivators for the animals than their fear of humans. In this area, the number of wolves near the location of armies and cities began to increase significantly. At first, packs of wolves attacked lonely victims, but soon they grew bolder and began to attack groups of soldiers and civilians alike. During one of the battles, the Russian and German scouts saw a large pack of hungry wolves had attacked and were eating their wounded soldiers and comrades. Seeing what was happening, the opponents immediately stopped the fight and jointly began to kill the predators. In one of the messages of the newspaper of the Oklahoma City Times, it said, "Parties of Russian and German scouts met recently and were hotly engaged in a skirmish when a large pack of hungry wolves dashed onto the scene and attacked the wounded. Hostilities were at once suspended and German and Russians instinctively attacked the pack, killing about 50 wolves. After the attack was repulsed, all soldiers were separated and returned to their original posts, staging grounds, and of course, trench lines. The wolf attacks did not end there, but were merely just the beginning, but they were repeated at the most inappropriate of times and moments. The soldiers tried their best to kill the fearless and hungry beasts and animals. There were repeated attempts to poison the wolves or kill them with rifles, machine guns, pistols, and even grenades. However, such efforts were only temporary and did not stop the attacks. The number of wolves was so great that the new ones came to replace those who were killed. Like the mythical Hydra, you kill one wolf, 4 return. In addition, large Russian wolves are known to be very aggressive, which was also at the time bolstered by hunger and bloodlust. Based on the current situation, the commanders of the German and Russian armies were forced to announce a temporary truce to join forces to fight the wolves. As a last resort, the 2 evidence studies, with the consent of their commanders, entered into a negotiation of an armistice for an armistice and joined forces to overcome the wolf plague. For a short time, there was peace, and in no haphazard fashion was the task to vanish and vanquishing the mutual foe undertaken. The wolves were gradually rounded up and eventually several hundred of them were killed. The others fled in all directions, making their escape from carnage, the likes of which they have never encountered before. After the predator problem was solved, then the wolves were no longer and will no longer pose a threat to the troops until 1919. Fighting resumed and all thoughts of cooperation were forgotten. Things remained the same, and the status quo was here till 1918, well, late 1917, early 1918, Russian Revolution. But before we go, Nurse Natalia Linka, in her memoirs, Bivernia Mikrovoya Volnya, 1914 to 1918, or the First World War, 1914 to 1918, related an incident where she met with some wolves. Kind of. On the 4th of January 1918, during the forced stop at the foot of the fortress of Hasankeyl, Turkey, there were 10 people in a truck, and they had to say this. And it makes sense because the Russians were fighting in Sardakhamish and on the Caucasus front with the Army of Islam. But enough history. We've done those videos. Now to the testimony of Natalia. Vedrog Zavoniania. Koshivataja, zidušno, voj pozigra govorio tušku noće. Stalo uzjano nomaj vaš važili, Natalia Krashua. Vodolja adgoliašina naruzja, nedeliko utasus nano. Nos bleamo siagajo medilio prodikiala, nebo stariala volku. Da viskiliašja noden orgragum. On pradikliama nakam no genam ustanavalia savalishi prodimia voshi modori tekio ad gustanavo velia. And what that bad Russian was, it was alright, it was decent. Seeing people, the wolves do not attack and disappear. In a conversation with the truck driver, Natalia learned that wolves have changed a lot and they do not have enough food. Sick and wounded soldiers die on the road. There is nobody to bury them, and they become prey to the beast. Perhaps it was the dead who saved their lives that night. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed and hope you learned something. But before we go, what caused the wolf problem? And the short answer is the war. Let me explain it to you like this. The birds sitting on the trees are suddenly blasted to oblivion. Those who survive have no trees to nest on anymore. The trees are now timber and nothing but ash. The birds fly, die of dehydration, exhaustion, or migrate somewhere else where the creatures on the ground infest. The worms become numerous. The rats that the birds would feast on for a great meal now plague the trenches of the Western Front. The glowworms are great, but they infest the trenches as well and use as a sort of lantern, but still. Then the parasites grow. The birds are now not there, and over on the east, people must survive. Theirs are cut and eaten. The forces, like we said on the Western Front, are destroyed and demolished. The deers now have no place to hide from predators, no grass to eat. Sergeant Winter, or the Russian winter, has now set in, and they had not had enough food, so they die. The wolves find this as an easy meal, but they do not like dead meat most of the time, like a lion, but they would still eat it. But soon, the deer from the animals, the deer which the humans and the wolves must now fight over, are no more. The humans still get food and rations from their officers and commanding generals, but the wolves are now on their own. So what's the best meal? Hundreds of thousands of men alone in the Siberian wilderness, outnumbered by 400 wolves to 10, easy picking, except these men now have rifles and machine guns and pistols, and in some cases, hunting rifles and shotguns. But now, so the land is pretty messed up, but what about the sea? The dreadnoughts sink, the submarines destroy cargo, millions of waste food gone to the bottom of the ocean. The oil that leaks out of SMS Dreadnought is now suffocating the fish, the seagulls, the sharks, the whales, the giant squid that will not be discovered for another 100 years, and everything else in between. Now, well, 90 years, sorry, but now, think about war and the environment, and how war can destroy the ecosystem and mess up the circle of life for years to come, until it is finally reinstated into the wildlife, until a second deadlier war ravages the continent. Not as bad as the first. Artillery is at a minimum. Artillery is no longer king. The aircraft and the tank and the airplane and air superiority is king. But still, World War I destroyed the environment to a T. And the lasting legacy of World War I on the environment, even today, are the thousands upon millions of unexploded shells in the earth. But this was modernized, mechanized war. Anyway guys, hope you learned something. A bit dramatic at the end. Not a message from Peter, who, UN, UNESCO, UNIFA. It's just something I thought of. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope this was good. Work is soon finished. We're gonna do the ice cream thing soon. Sorry, I'm just typing. Just bored. Just typing. Sorry. We're going to do the ice cream thing. Hopefully, pay a couple of bills, and just enjoy yourselves. We'll do Bulgaria. I met Radina and Zori, two Bulgarians, pretty cool people. Met Nicky as well. He's a Bulgarian, and one's from Dobrogia. So Dobrogia, that episode is going to be pretty lit. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode about wolves. I was gonna pump one more out, but I had to re-record because I went too fast, so hopefully this is good. I mean, I went as slow as I possibly can, even still going pretty slow as possibly can now, so yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed though. Hope you learned something, and I don't know, you can take away whatever. Cool. I don't know what to make what to make of this though. What should I do with this? Story time? Nah. I don't know. Wolf Truce? Just Wolf Truce? Got whatever. I'll think of something, but more than likely just Wolf Truce or something. Oh boy, I have nothing. I got nothing, boys. I got nothing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Sorry, I just have to yawn so bad. Oh boy. Anyway, enjoy though. This was a great episode. I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, we're gonna finish up Germany pretty soon though. By the end of May, we should be done. All the weapons, all the people, and all the aftermath that will come after it, and especially the Nazis. Yeah, the 5 Nazis, and we'll do 2 to 3 more communists, and call that a day. Because East Germany is next after Nazi Germany, so yeah, we're gonna need to balance out the power. Balance as all things should be. Learn something. And battery saver mode, so great timing. Learn something.